Well, CASA Tulare County is a child-focused nonprofit that trains community members and volunteers to work with children in the foster care system. These children have been removed from harmful living situations and are in foster care until the courts can determine the best place for them to live. Volunteers take on the task of building a relationship and learning all they can about the child or children so that when it's time for a judge to decide, the volunteers can be that child's voice in court. So as you can imagine, steering an organization that deals with such sensitive issues is a huge task, and our guest today can shed some light on what is needed. So with us now is Russell Burke, a Visalia-based attorney and outgoing president of the board at CASA Tulare County. Outgoing because he's been appointed to the Tulare County Superior Court. So congratulations. And we also have a doctor. We have Preeti Verma, a pediatrician who has served on CASA's board for nearly 10 years, and she will take over leadership of the board beginning tomorrow. So congratulations to you both, and thank you so much for being here with us today. So I think it's really important to have people who have been in your position before to talk about what it actually takes to run an organization like this. So Russell, I understand you've served on the CASA board for more than 11 years. How did you decide to get involved? What prompted you to go to CASA?
I've always kind of been involved with the juvenile court system. I was a deputy probation officer before law school, and then I went to law school and worked in the juvenile division of the Tulare County District Attorney's Office. I moved to the civil law, and I still wanted to be involved in helping that community. And I was invited to join the CASA board, and so that's kind of how.
Well, you're sort of the perfect person for this role. It's such a the courts. I mean, even if you're an adult, the courts can be a scary place to be. So I can't imagine what it might be like for kids, little ones, who have to go to this scary place where an adult sits up high and tells you what to do. So what's been the most satisfying part of being on the board and being involved with CASA?
Well, I think from the board's perspective, we're trying to generate more income so that we can serve more kids and help those foster children who need that voice in court. And so the most satisfying thing is to be able to allow CASA to continue to serve these children.
And it must feel good when your message does get out there and you do get volunteers, because that's how you do the work that you do, is you have people volunteer their time to go to court or to build that relationship so that the kid does trust them. So it must feel good when people, you know, raise their hand and say, I want to help.
Yes, yes.
And so you're going to take over. You're going to be in charge. So I know that CASA has full staff, and I've met a ton of them, but what do you foresee are the biggest challenges and maybe opportunities for CASA of Tulare?
Well, I think our staff is very motivated. We have a good group of people, and my job is to just keep them motivated and keep doing the good work.
Yeah, I mean, motivation is a hard thing to do, though. In life, sometimes, you know, you all go through seasons of life, and so you want to make sure that people have the drive to keep going, and they understand that the mission is a little bigger than themselves. So why does the mission of CASA resonate with you?
Well, being a pediatrician, I have seen a lot of foster kids over my time in practice, and I've always felt that, oh, I need to do more for these kids. And I was on the lookout for the last like 15 years to find an organization that does that. So then I found CASA about 15 years ago. There was an invitation for the gala. So I attended the gala, found out more about the organization, and ever since I've been involved.
Well, that's great, especially because you were looking for so long, and then you found this must have really, really hit a spot with you.
Oh, yes, it
in
did.
your experience practicing medicine, how does stress affect a child's health?
Oh, it can affect the whole body, all the organs, yeah.
Yeah.
And mental health is the biggest thing that I see with foster kids, because they don't know what to do with themselves, pretty much.
And so we really want to make sure that especially when we have little kids, we can get in front of the situation and make sure they have some stability, they have a relationship, so that we can minimize the stress and we can affect longer term outcomes. You have an event that's coming up in October. What's happening in October? What else? What should we know? A training that's going on.
It's a superhero run.
Okay.
In October, and then training in Dinoba.
Okay, perfect.
There are 2 events in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will have all the information about the training. It's right up there on your screen, actually. We'll put it online as well, and then we'll put all the information about the superhero run. They do it every year. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for volunteering your time and continuing to help the kids of the South Valley. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Coming up here, if the weather is giving your kids cabin fever, let's help them expel some energy at Kids Park, where you can drop off the kiddos for a few hours of kid-free time. Next.